In this hope, I humbly bow unto your lotus feet. O love of my eyes, please take me with you while I am suffering in your separation. The melody of our impending meeting is the only thing that gives me any happiness. O monarch of my life, why do you remain silent and never speak to me? Tears are flowing from my eyes, and nothing in this world gives me any satisfaction. How much longer must I continue living in this condition? You are making me weep and cry out for you. O darling Giridhari Lal, if I cannot attain you in this lifetime, then I shall just give up and surrender myself unto death. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Granth Raj ki jai, Bolo Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Gaura Premanande. So today we're going to again discuss a very important point, and that is the all-inclusiveness of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is not based on any sectarian idea. It's not based on class differences. It's not based on economic differences, ethnic differences. It's based on all-inclusiveness because we're all children of Krishna. And in a lecture that His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami gave on 25th of September 1973, he really elaborated on the all-inclusiveness of Krishna consciousness. Just like you see something here that you don't usually see in India. Like, for example, there are women on the altar and they're worshipping Krishna. They're Brahmins. Usually Brahminical initiation is given only to men. They're also scholars. They can speak very authoritatively on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In other words, they're priestesses. They officiate. And they also give classes. So there are no class differences in Krishna consciousness. In fact, Krishna says, Mam chayo vibicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. I'm sorry. He says, Mam hi partha vyapasritya tepi syu papayonaha striya vaisas tata sudras tepi anti param gatyam. So this verse says that for Arjuna, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, they can be workers, common workers, they can be merchants, businessmen, they can be anything, man or woman, they can attain the supreme destination. So the question here is about worshiping Krishna. Also Krishna says in 18th chapter, Yatak parvati bhutanam yena sarvam idam tata swakarmana tamapyacha siddhim bindanti manavam. He says, by worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all-pervading, a person can attain perfection through performing his or her own work. So you see that the essential point being made here is taking shelter of Krishna and worshiping Krishna. Anyone can do that. And the other good news is that surrender to Krishna is not subject to the law of karma. You could be the worst person in the world, But if you decide to surrender to Krishna, he will accept you. Of course, that doesn't eradicate any responsibilities you have. Like, for example, some years ago, there was one lady who brutally murdered an entire family. A bunch of kids, father and mother, grandmother, grandfather, murdered them all, tortured them before she murdered them, and killed them. So when she went to court, she pleaded not guilty. Anyway, by the way, if you're going to kill someone, don't kill him in Texas. This happened in Texas. So she was convicted of murder, brutal murder, and she was sentenced to die on the electric chair. So when she went to the death row in prison, she converted to Christianity. And then she became a preacher, and she started making everybody in the prison, all the criminals, Christians. So, and you know, it takes a long time to be able to kill someone in the legal system. So after about 10 years and hundreds and hundreds of converts, her time was coming to be electrocuted. So then there was a great outcry by all the Christian preachers and ministers in the United States. They wrote letters to George Bush and to the governor of Texas saying, you know, you have to pardon this lady. You know, you have to commute this sentence from death by electrocution to life in prison. Well, George Bush said, I can't do that. Well, let the governor decide. And the governor said, we're very happy she converted to Christianity. We're very happy that she converted so many criminals to Christianity. And we are sure that God will be kind to her. Electrocute her. So even though she surrendered, let's say, to Jesus, it didn't mean that they were going to pardon her for the brutal, nasty way she tortured and killed that family. But they were very happy that she converted, and of course, she can take up her forgiveness with Jesus or God himself. Well, in the same way, we have stories in Krishna consciousness that are a little bit more, let's say, forgiving. Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, Apichet sudar acharo bhajanti mam ananyabhag sadur eva samantavya samyak vyavisito hisaha. And he says, even if a person has committed the most heinous, horrible crime, if that person remains engaged in devotional service, he or she is considered saintly because he or she is situated properly in his or her determination to serve the Lord. So basically, this is the same thing. They were all happy that this lady converted to Christianity. They didn't have anything against it. They were happy she convinced so many criminals to take up belief in Jesus and so forth. But they didn't commute the sentence. Why? Because capital punishment is actually good. If a person does not completely repent and completely admit their sin of killing someone else or whatever sin they commit, and they die without getting any punishment, the next life they suffer 10 times more. But if in this life they get the reaction for their sins, the next life is going to be much more favorable for them. So all the people that are against capital punishment, they don't understand the laws of karma. They are condemning a person to suffer 100 times more in their next life. So we could say that what the governor of Texas did was right. He didn't commute the sentence. He would have done a disservice to her by commuting the sentence. However, they were all very proud of her that she took to Christianity and she helped other people. So, this is the same thing, 9th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, verse number 30, it says, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So many people consider that lady saintly because of her conversion and because of her preaching. But that did not free her from her sentence, right? And that's rightfully so, rightfully so. So here in today, Srila Prabhupada is discussing the all-inclusiveness of Krishna consciousness. Of course, in the Vedic history, you have history of Vibhishan. Vibhishan was Ravana's brother. He was a Rakshasa. But even though he was a Rakshasa, he became a devotee of Lord Ram. And when he saw that his brother was completely crazy, not listening to good advice, and his brother seriously insulted him when he tried to give him good advice, just like one time there was a group of monkeys, and there was a bird, and the monkeys were trying to eat some nuts, but they were having a hard time breaking them. So the bird started speaking to him and said, you know, you guys, you're not doing things right. Instead of just throwing the nuts on the ground and stepping on them, you should bang them against some rocks. And all the monkeys look at the bird. And then they killed the bird. So you have to be careful who you give advice to. You give advice to people of bad consciousness, they can kill you, like the monkeys did. Actually, the bird was just trying to help them, right? But they killed the bird. They said, well, who are you to tell us what to do? So, when Vibhishan saw his brother couldn't take good advice, immediately he left. Just like sometimes people have a member of the family who's a drunkard or a drug addict. And they try their best. They tell him, you know, you shouldn't do this. It's not good for you. It's not good for the family, and so forth. And he ends up stealing money from his own family members to feed his drug habit. So eventually, they say, okay, this is too much. We can't deal with you. We don't want to complain to the police, but you can't live with us anymore, right? So when you have a person who refuses categorically to listen to good advice, you know that they are on a very dangerous crash course to ruin their life. And the question is, do you want them to ruin your life also? But if they correct themselves and take good advice, then there's nothing wrong with that. Even if they've done very bad things, they can be forgiven. But if they don't take good advice, then that means they've gone crazy and they are uncontrollable and they can do very nasty things. So Vibhishan went to Lord Ram, and Lakshman and Sugriva, they were very suspicious of him. He said, look, he's a Rakshasa. He's coming here to spy on us. Don't believe that he's sincere surrendering to you, Lord Ram. So when they said that, Hanuman didn't feel good. He felt a little bad. Hanuman's heart is like gold. But then when Lord Ram said, Lakshman, Sugriva, he said, anyone that approaches me and bows down in front of me, I will forgive them. Hanuman became jubilant when he heard this. Because this is the genuine heart of a devotee. A devotee is not a person who holds a grudge, who is mean-spirited. The devotees are very merciful, very kind. And sometimes it can be to their detriment, but they have full faith in Krishna. So Lord Ram accepted Vibhishan, and Vibhishan went on to be a very honorable person and a great servant of the Lord. So because the laws of karma do not regulate surrender to God. Thank God that's true. Otherwise there'd be no hope for us. But because that's why Krishna recommends at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharmam Purityaja, Mamekam Saranam Vraja, Aham Tvam Sarvapapepyo Moksisyami Masacha. He says, Arjuna, forget all your misguided conceptions, your theories about what is Dharma, what is not Dharma, and just surrender unto me. And if you surrender unto me, I will free you from all sinful reactions incurred while you're serving me. Therefore, you have nothing to fear. Now, that little phrase, incurred while you're serving me, is essential. Just like there was once a member of our temple here, he was a pujari, and he had this very bad accident, totaled his car, and he was in the hospital. So I went to see him. I said, Prabhu, what happened? He said, I had an accident. I said, no. But I said, what happened? He said, well, I was driving. I had an accident. I said, I know, but what happened? He said, what do you mean, what happened? I had an accident. I said, no. Where were you going? So I was going to Seattle. I said, no, not only where were you going. What were you going to do in Seattle? He said, I was going to see a friend. I said, that's not enough. What were you going to do with your friend? He said, I was going to the movies. I said, what? I was going to the movies. What? I was going to the movies. I mean, what did you say? He said, I was going to the movies. I said, now I understand why you had an accident. So what do you mean? I said, you took Krishna's car, that car belonged to the temple, and you used it for nonsense. Therefore, you went out of the circle of protection. I said, when I have a car, I go from my house to the temple, and from the temple back to my house. I don't go to the movie, I don't go to the casino, I don't go to do nonsense, because then you're not protected. Krishna protects the devotee from all sinful actions incurred while serving him. Just like Arjuna committed sinful activities. He killed his guru, he killed his brother, so many things he did, but he didn't incur any sinful reactions. Why? Because he acted only under the order of Krishna. But it's just like a soldier. Soldiers killing people on the battlefield. But if he kills an enemy who surrenders to him, and after surrendering to him, he kills him, he could be prosecuted for murder. It happens all the time. They prosecuted so many people in Iraq and other places who killed enemy soldiers who surrendered. So there are rules of engagement in war. There's a Geneva Convention. It puts forth rules on the battlefield. So, therefore, a soldier who kills an enemy combatant during wartime on the battlefield, but if he kills that same person after the war is over, he's a murderer. So, there was one man, World War I, he killed 80 people, 80 soldiers by himself. It was a severe war. He went behind enemy lines, jumped into the foxhole, the trenches, and just started killing people with a machine gun. He was decorated. He was a hero of the United States, killed the most people single-handedly. But if you kill even one person, outside of the war, you're a murderer. They put you in jail. They'll hang you. So in the same way, any sins incurred while serving Krishna and following the rules, you have to follow the rules of Krishna consciousness. It's like you can't say, well, I'm going to do everything for Krishna. I'm going to sell marijuana for Krishna. I'm going to sell heroin for Krishna. I'm going to sell Vietnam, what do you call that? Vacation properties. They can get 1 week a year free. All those are all scams. So you're not protected by scamming people or doing illegal things. But if you follow the rules, you're always protected by Krishna. So today, Prabhupada is saying that 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started the Sankirtan movement, or the movement for spreading the congregational chanting of the holy names of God. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a pure devotee of Krishna, was the father of the Sankirtan movement within the last 200 years. In other words, he revived the Sankirtan movement that Lord Chaitanya started 500 years ago. He was a householder and responsible government officer and a magistrate, And he was a great devotee and a great acharya, or prominent spiritual master in the disciplic succession of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written many devotional songs. In one song he has written, Ye dina grihe bhajana deki, grihete goloka bhaya. One day while performing devotional service in my house, I saw my house transformed into Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world. You see? So, that's why we invite people to please have an altar in your house, and and cook food to please Krishna, and offer the food to Krishna before you eat. And invite people over, give them mais Mahaprasadam, and have a little mahotsav, chanting Hare Krishna. A nice little festival in your house. And your house will be transformed into Vaikuntha. This is why in Vrindavan there are 5,000 temples in a little village. Why? Every house is a temple. Every house you can hear chanting. Every house they're serving prasadam. That's what we want, the city of Samamish to be Vrindavan. Every house owned by devotees, every house having kirtan, every house serving prasadam. Isn't that a nice goal? So how many people live in Samamish? Let me see. Who lives in Samamish? Okay. Oh, we have a good number. So this is our purpose. Invite your neighbors. Invite your co-workers. Invite anybody. Muslim, atheist, Christian, Hindu, whoever. Invite them to your house. Give them prasadam. Have kirtan. Talk about Bhagavad Gita. Then the whole city of Samamish will be Goloka Vrindavan. That should be our goal. So, as Krishna is not material, so his home, Goloka Vrindavan, is not material. And although Krishna stays in his abode, Goloka Vrindavan, he can be everywhere. That is Krishna, the Brahma Samhita state. Ekop yasor chayatum jagadanda kotim yas chakti rasti jagadanda chaya yadanta andantarasta paramanu chayantarastam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Krishna, Govinda, is everywhere. By one of his plenary portions known as Paramatma, or Supersoul. He is situated in every universe and within everyone's heart. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridde serajuna tistati. Not only is he within the heart of everyone, but he's within the atom. In other words, every atom of the universe. That is Krishna. Similarly, Krishna's place, Goloka Vrindavan, is also spread everywhere, just like Krishna is spread everywhere. How? By the presence of Krishna's devotee. Krishna says, Naham tistami vaikunte yoginam hridayesava yatatra tistami narada yatcha gayanti madbhava. He says, Narada, he says, Narayana is speaking to Narada. He said, I'm not in Vaikuntha. I'm not in the heart of the devotees. I'm in that place where my devotees are chanting my glories. This is why every house in Samamish, there should be chanting Hare Krishna and distribution of prasadam. Then we're living in Goloka Vrindavan. You see, that should be our goal, to help everyone become Krishna conscious and transform Samamish into Goloka Vrindavan. We can do it. Why can't we do it? Krishna is everywhere already. Then after Samamish, then we'll work on Redmond. Then after Redmond, we'll work on Issachar. Then after Issachar, we'll work on Renton. After Renton, we'll work on Bothell and Woodinville and Duval, and everywhere. And eventually, the hardest will be Seattle, because Amazon is there. you have to conquer the Amazon jungle to convert everyone in Seattle. But we can do it. Why not? So now, Krishna says, I do not stay in Vaikuntha Loka, the spiritual world, or within the hearts of the yogis. I stay where my devotees chant my glories. So that's why this is called the Sankirtan movement. It's all about chanting Krishna's holy names and his katha, glorifying Him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. This is the way to convert the material world into the spiritual world. It is possible because the material world is spiritual. It's only because people live here and think that they can exploit material things for their selfish pleasures. But when they decide, after hearing about Krishna, that the whole material world, including our body, our eyes, our ears, everything belonged to Krishna, then we can decide to use everything in Krishna's service. At that point, the material world becomes spiritual. Because it is spiritual, it comes from Krishna. There's no difference between God and His place. We pray to God, the omnipotent, the omniscient, the omnipresent. God can be present everywhere simultaneously. Prahlad Maharaj saw this. His father decided that because he couldn't kill his son, Prahlad, because Prahlad was protected by Krishna, he thought, let me kill Krishna. Then my son will be completely disoriented. So he asked Prahlad, said, where is Krishna? And Prahlad said, well, he's in the heart of everyone. He said, I know that also, but where is he right now? He said, well, he's everywhere. He said, if he's everywhere, is he in this column right here? And Prahlad looked at the column and he saw Nrsingadev standing behind it. He said, yes. So Hiranyakashipu cracked the column with one swing of his powerful arm and his sword, and out jumped Nrsingadev and killed him and saved Prahlad Maharaj. So, yes, Krishna is everywhere, and His holy abode, Vrindavan, is also everywhere. Why? Krishna is everywhere as Paramatma, but Vrindavan is everywhere where the devotees are chanting Hare Krishna. You say. That's why it's so important to chant Hare Krishna. How can a place be changed into Vaikuntha? By chanting the holy name of the Lord. Devotees are so powerful that by chanting the holy name of God, they make the all-powerful Supreme Lord descend. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, one day while performing devotional service or practices, I saw my house transformed into Goloka Vrindavan. Imagine how much more your house would be worth if you transformed it into Goloka Vrindavan. It's the best way to make money. Transform your house into Goloka Vrindavan. Whoever buys it, they go back to Godhead. So you can advertise it. House for sale. If you buy this house, you go back to Godhead. Of course, when they come in with the television and the meat, it's no longer Vaikuntha. We can also change our homes into Vaikuntha. That is not difficult, because as Krishna is all-pervading, Vaikuntha is pervading. That we simply have to realize by the authorized process. Authorized process? Follow 4 rules and regulations. 4 means 8. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Offer your food before you eat. Come to the temple and do service. If you do those 4, which means 8 things, the don'ts and the do's, then you're in a position to transform your house into Vaikuntha, or the spiritual world. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishnera samsara chadi akara chadi anachar. He said, give up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. To turn your home into Vaikuntha is not difficult. You simply have to adopt the right method. Anachara means sinful activities. You cannot associate with God if you are sinful. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yesam tvantakatam papam te dvandva mohanir mukta bhajanti mam jitivrata. One completely free from sinful life can worship me. So, this wonderful phrase, Krishnera samsarakara chadi anachar, give up all sinful activities and carry on your worldly duties. That means whatever you are. You can be a teacher, you can be a taxi driver, you can clean sewers, you can even be a butcher. But if you give up sinful activities and worship Krishna, you can remain in your position. Of course, the butcher, by chanting Hare Krishna, he realizes that I should give up being a butcher, but I can cut vegetables. I can cut cauliflower and make samosas. Haribol. I can do this, I can do that. So he's still cutting, but he's not cutting meat anymore. He's cutting whatever, bread, rotis, whatever. So, give up sinful activities. Then it says, in our Krishna consciousness movement, we do not recommend that you give up your occupation, or give up your wife and children, or your husband, and become a sannyasi, a renunciate. No! That is not our movement. Among us are sannyasis, brahmacharis, or celibate students, grihastas, married people, vanaprasthas, retired people. Everyone is there. Everyone can worship Krishna. There's no rule that only a certain class, like brahmanas, or sannyasis, or brahmacharis, or just Hindus can take part in Krishna consciousness. No! Krishna is open to everyone. Mam hi partha vyapasritya tepisyu papayonahai. That's the verse I quoted, 9th chapter. Krishna is open even for a person born in a lower grade family. One simply has to adopt the means to approach him. So this is what Krishna consciousness is. So if you meet someone and says, oh, I met someone once. I did a program in a Nepali family's house in Burien. And after all the puja was over, some man came up to me and said, you know, you did a pretty good job. It was pretty good what you did. He said, but you're not bona fide. I said, what? He said, you're not born in India. And you're not born in a Brahmin family. So what you did, although it looked good, is not good. I said, well, that's your opinion, but that's not my guru's opinion. And that's not Krishna's opinion either. Mam hi partha vyapasritya tepi syu papayonaha striya vaisas tata sudras epiyanti param gitim. Say anyone, he says, 9th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, anyone who engages in devotional service under proper guidance can attain the supreme destination. So what you're saying is not what Krishna says, and not what my guru says, and not what the parampara says. So thank you very much, but no thank you. You see. So we should not be afraid to explain the truth, but the truth has to be based on Shastra, not based on opinion. His truth was based on an opinion, and an unbona fide opinion. It's not what the Vedas say. We have to mend our life or arrange our life in such a way that we give up anachar, forbidden things, sinful things. Dutyam panam striya suna yatra dharmas chaturvidaha. There are 4 kinds of sinful activities. The basic principles of sinful life are stri sangi, illicit sex; suna, unnecessary animal killing; pana, intoxication; and dutam, gambling. We have to give up these 4 practice principles. Then our life becomes pure. So, you get the idea. Real perfection can be achieved in life by becoming Krishna conscious. But it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, what family you're born, what is your gotra. It doesn't matter on any of those things. It just matters on what's in your heart. If you're willing to surrender to Krishna, just like Ram told Vibhishan, and he told Lakshmana and Sugriva, anyone who bows down to me and says, I accept you as the Supreme Personality of God, I accept him, regardless of what condition he's in. So that is why I'm sitting here. I'm not born a Hindu, I'm born a Christian, but I accepted that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I accepted my Guru, that he's a pure devotee of Krishna. Because he's teaching correctly Bhagavad Gita. He's not making up some theory, oh, you only can be a Brahmin if you're born in India. And even if you're born in India, you can't be a Brahmin unless you're born in a Brahmin family. And even if you're born in a Brahmin family, it has to be the right Brahmin family. Yeah, that's also there, the right Brahmin. There are different classifications in Brahmins. Like the Vaishnavas don't consider Shiva worshipper Brahmins as Brahmins. They don't consider, they said they're not Brahmins. So You see, it gets really complicated. But now we're going to simplify it. Everybody is welcome to chant Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya did not make any rules. He chanted Hare Krishna in public, and everyone could come, whether they were the lowest of the lowest or the greatest of the greatest. And he gave prasadam to everyone. That's Krishna consciousness. Paradukha dukhi. The devotees are unhappy when they see people unhappy. And they get happy when they see people happy. Whereas materialists, they're unhappy when they see people happy. And they're happy when they see them suffering. So we are paradukha dukhi. We want to do good to everyone, and we want everyone to be happy. But you become happy when you become sinless and regulated in your practices of devotion. That doesn't mean you give up anything. You only give up those things that are unfavorable to Krishna Bhakti, and you accept everything that's favorable. So we'll stop right there. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask? This microphone's not on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayo, oh Jayo, Tora Shande, Arotire, Soba. Jana Vikatavane, Jagamana Loba. Jayo, Jaya Gora Sande, Arotike Soba. Jagamana Loba, Jana Vikatavane, Jivadaki Nitaya Chan Vantikadana. Vasa Jagadara, Vasa Jagadara, Jayo, Jaya Gora Jaya Baboshina Chingorajan Ratna Sinna Sane Shankar Bhaje Kanta Bhaje Bhaje Kala Kala Adurani Ganga Bhaje Paramara Kala Haribo, Baho Koti Chandra Vadana Ujvala Baho Koti Chandra Vadana Ujvala Kala dese mana mala Kare jala mala Kala Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kishoma Jagamana Loka Shiva Shiva Sukhanarada Premegada Jagajana Manova Jagajana Manalova, Jagajana Manalova, Jagajana Manalova. Ora Kera Roti Soba, Jagajana Manalova. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Stop them. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudan. Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudan. Gopala Govinda Ram Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Bolo Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Bolo Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Siddhar. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Siddhar. Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Bola Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Bolo Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashi Gurvajahai Shilaganga Nakalaye Dona Singha Paradona Singha Yato yato yamita dona 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 Singha Yato yato yamita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladayani Hiranyakashi Gurvajahai Shilaganga Nakalaye Shilaganga Nakalaye Dona Singha Paradona Singha Dona Singha Paradona Singha Yato yato yamita dona Singha Yato yato yamita dona Singha Bahine Singha Hidayene Singha Shinamani Sadanam Prabhade Shinamani Sadanam Prabhade Kavangaranam Prabhade Nakam Adhuta Singha Lalita Hiranyakashipu Ranulekam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Naro Jagadeshare Jaya Jagadeshare Jaya Jagadeshare Tavakaranam Malapare Nakam Adhuta Singha Dalita Hichipu Ranubinham Keshavadika Narahari Rupa Naro Jagadeshare Jaya Jagadeshare Jaya Jagadeshare Keshavadika Narahari Rupa Naro Jagadeshare Hare Jaya Jagadeshare Jaya Jagadeshare Keshavadika Narahari Rupa Naro Jagadeshare Jaya Jagadeshare Vishnupad Paramanza Paravachika Shasta Tarasatarasi Shishimari's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakuti Vaishnavini Ki Jai Namacharya HG Harivilas Prabhu Ki Jai Prem Shikoho Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vaitikadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sankunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to the assembled devotee. Glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you for coming tonight to our weekly Bhakti Yoga Love Feast. Full of love. Full of ecstasy. So tonight we want to thank Nitin and Nikita Mujamdar on the occasion of their, and they have sponsored the feast tonight, $251. Thank you, Nitin and Nikita. Nitin comes every Thursday night, serves prasadam, cleans the whole kitchen religiously. So we want to thank him very much, and his wife and his kids are wonderful devotees. Thank you. And tonight also, we have the happy occasion of the anniversary of Vikas Prabhu and Anamika Mataji. So Vikas and Anamika, if Nitin is here with his family, and Vikas and Anamika, please come forward, get the mercy of Radha and Krishna. We have some special events. Oh, a special thanks. We have a what we call giving dinner. We're going to give you prasadam, and you're going to give us money. I mean, you're going to give us love. This is November 24th, Thanksgiving dinner. Haribol. Thank you very much. This is Vikas and Anamika. How many years have you been married? How many? 13 years. Well, we hope you have many more happy anniversaries. May Radha and Krishna bless you to always chant Hare Krishna. May He protect you and your children and guide you to make a lot of spiritual advancement in this lifetime. Go back to Godhead with your whole family, friends, relatives, neighbors, enemies, everybody. Go back with Hare Krishna. Thank you. And this is Nitin Prabhu. And what is your son's name? Shiva. Shiva. This is Shiva. Haribol Shiva. Hare Shivam. Hare Krishna. This is Nikita. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please get Radha Krishna's mercy. And we have Thanksgiving dinner, November 24th. It's going to be a no turkey dinner, but there'll be many other nice preparations. I'm going to cook most of the feast. So please come. It's also Ekadasi, so it's going to be a great day for chanting Hare Krishna. Yes. Oh, what is your name? Shweta. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. We also have another sponsor tonight. It's Shweta Gupta and her husband on the occasion of Shweta's birthday, right? Yeah. And your children, are they here? Okay. We wish you a very happy birthday. Just one second. Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna dear Sweta, Hare Krishna to you. Haribol. Many more happy birthdays, and we have a present for you. Don't leave until I give you the present. Okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna. So our Thanksgiving dinner, November 24th in the evening, it's going to be a special Thanksgiving dinner. American and Indian Thanksgiving dinner. So you have to come. And then starting on November 24th, from 10 a.m. to 12, and on Friday, the 25th, 10 to 12 and 7:30 to 9, and Saturday the 26th, 10 to 12 and 7:30 to 9, and Sunday from 10 to 12, I'm going to give a seminar on pure devotional service. So there'll be a seminar here during the Thanksgiving weekend on pure devotional service. Please come. And on December the 9th is Gita Jayanti. Gita Jayanti is a very auspicious day. Please come also for that. Thank you very much. And we have a very famous Kirtaniya artist here tonight, Partha Das. He's very famous. He's known throughout the three worlds for his melodious kirtan. So please come, Partha.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranitai, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Radha Nila Madhava Radha Nila Madhava Jaya Radha Nila Madhava Nila Madhava Jaya Radha Nila Madhava Nila Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gara Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gara Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gara Haribo, 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 Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gara Haribo, 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 Haribo. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada,